Should we get into these other subbies?
Yeah, let's.
So we recently opened up a P.O. box. And
Yeah.
got some fan submitted letters, questions here.
So really what these letters were about was personal questions. So we went over some general questions. These are specific questions for either me or Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch organized them. We haven't seen these yet. He thought they were great questions. So these are Jake's questions. Are meant for Jake, and we'll kind of both answer them. But
I'll have you do these ones. Should I take this half?
Yeah, take that half. These are mine, right, Mitch? Okay, yeah.
This is from Dallin. It doesn't say where he's from. Hi, Shaq. I am 5 years old. I love Shaq.
Shaq, yeah, Shrek.
Okay.
Nice 5.
Yeah. He is so cool. Yeah. Please tell me how I can be more like Shaq. My mommy and daddy love Shaq and make me watch it every night. They thinks you are so fun. Thank you for your movies, Dallin. Thanks, Dallin.
Thanks, man. That was great. That's good
I love
parenting.
kids. Let me start out with that. I love kids, and that's great parenting. I don't know if this kid knows that we didn't actually make Shrek.
All right, it sounds like he thinks you're Shrek.
That I'm Shrek?
Yeah, which is a huge compliment.
Huge compliment. Because I wouldn't even place in that contest we had earlier.
Yeah. I wonder if his parents told him that, or if he just, a kid's mind, he just connected the dots, because you are a lot like Shrek.
Yeah.
The way you speak,
But
the way
you got to give credit where credit's due. I'm not. I didn't make these movies. I wasn't associated within the production, whatever. That is our fine friends at DreamWorks.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dallin, if you're listening, thank you. We love you. Listen to your parents. We did not make Shrek. I am not Shrek.
He's not Shrek.
If we're popping that bubble, bursting that cherry, Santa's not real. Easter Bunny's your parents.
Right. It's
Your
time you
teeth
wake
go
up.
nowhere after you lose them.
It's time you wake up to reality, bud. But keep watching Shrek. Great parenting, guys. We really hope that you show him our podcast every night as well, because he has a lot to learn. I think we can be really like godparents to him and guide him.
You want to go, or should I go through my stack?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
We've got a long one here.
Yeah, that one's a long. It looks
Buckle
like
up.
it's front and back.
Hello there, fellow Swampies. I hope you get my question, because I think it's a very Shrektacular. Oh, I love that. I love that. Can we add that to our dictionary?
Yeah, add it to the dick. Shrektacular.
Indeed, I need your help. My name is Bridger. I am a huge fan of Shrek and Talking Shrek. Thank you, Bridger. In many episodes, I noticed that Jake mentions his time in prison, but very rarely dives into the details of his time there. I know it must have been very hard for him leaving his wife Fiona, his daughter Fiona, and his son Gordo at home while he was locked up. I'm also married with 2 children. Congrats. And I am going to trial next week for dyeing my son's blade and fangs skin green with Paris green. Paris green is an inorganic compound. It has green pigment. It is also known as emerald green or Vienna green. It is highly toxic emerald green crystalline powder that has been used as a rodenticide.
Okay.
Insecticide, and also as a pigment despite its toxicity.
Wow.
This has caused severe burns on both sons.
Both his sons.
But I do not regret this decision, because now they are my little green Shrek boys that I love so dearly.
Wow.
I feel all I've done is brought my sons and I closer together, but the courts say this is a crime against humanity. And I am to face 10 years. 10 years.
Wow.
In prison for child endangerment and abuse.
Wow.
Would you mind touching a little bit on how you got through the hard times in prison without your family? a little bit on how to prepare for life in prison, and a little bit on the daily life you experienced in prison. I need to know what to prepare myself for, as it seems I am most certainly going to prison, as my wife will be testifying against me.
Whoa.
With overwhelming evidence. I filmed the entire process on Facebook Live. We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, we'll have to get that video.
Thank you for your amazing content, and keep stomping the swamp, Bridger. Bridger, man,
that is a tough.
I'm sorry
tough
to
one.
hear of you going through that and the trial upcoming. I'm most sorry to hear about the betrayal of your wife
Mm-hmm.
and her just not being supportive
Yeah.
of you and your son's beautiful, special, intimate bond
Right.
with each other. They said a father's love cannot be measured, but I can say it probably can be measured in the pigment of your skin.
Yeah, it can be measured by a few gallons of Parish Green in this scenario, and it is a shame that your son's skin was burnt so severely, but I mean, bad things happen, and it really turns you into a beautiful butterfly. I would love to see these two boys and their skin.
Those beautiful baby green boys. I'm going to take a really high level here. I'm going to answer this as plainly as I know how. Although I don't want to get into the details of my time too much, as I'm not sure I fully can yet.
Right.
I will say this. In the days leading up to my impending doom of my prison sentence, I was warned of the violence, both mental, physical, and sexual in nature. To prepare for that, Fiona would set an alarm every 2 hours throughout the night, and she would just beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
We're talking punches to the face. She'd flick my ear so hard.
Right.
So it hurt so bad.
I remember that.
We're talking titty twisters. We are talking
Rape. She raped you.
Sloppy loppies. She would tickle my feet, hold me down, tickle my feet. I was begging her to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't stop. You know how much I hate my toes cracked.
Mm-hmm. She would crack each one of his toes one by one with pliers.
And then she'd end every session by saying, "Welcome to the Thunderdome, you bitch."
Right. I remember that was a tough time for me seeing him go through that. Me and Fiona met about this a few times when you got your sentence. And I'm sorry to put you through that, but I agreed with her. I think it helped you prepare. We've talked about this before. It helped you prepare. I even lent her one of my broken baseball bats so that she
that
could
was you.
So that she could hit you
That was you.
every 2 hours.
Still got a scar.
Yeah, man.
Left knee.
And I really felt bad. She would call me and put the phone on speaker, and then start the process while he was asleep so that I could hear everything that was going on. And I didn't do this because I enjoyed it. I did it because I needed to be there for you. And I could be there for you by listening to your pain, by imagining it was me and imagining Fiona rape me instead of you. And just go through that pain with you, So,
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that it did help, right? A lot of that process helped you get through prison.
It gave me thick skin. It loosened me up both morally and physically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that pump was very much primed by the time I got into prison. That's all I'll say of the matter. Other little tidbit I wanted to focus on is learn a skill, an invaluable skill. I'm talking whittling, creating figurines out of wood.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about porcelain forging, fingernails,
Right.
pottery,
Truffle hunting.
juggling, something that will really get people's attention away from you, your body,
Yeah.
certain parts of your body.
And he did really well. He would try to do our nightly call every night while he was there. He only had so many prison tokens to call me with, but he'd kind of update me, and he really got through that time. Maybe not mentally, but financially, and was able to make friends by whittling. And they called him the Everyman. because he could do almost everything. He had a wide range of skills. He'd whittle naked women, so that kept him off you.
Yeah.
You know, sexually.
It was a deterrent for sure.
It was like, why would you do this to me in the showers when I could whittle you a beautiful,
perfect, supple, symmetrical wooden woman?
Right. Whittle fleshlights, all sorts of things. But he also collected truffles in the prison yard.
Hard to come across when it's only concrete and gravel.
Right.
We found a few.
Found a few. Sell them. You were financially well right after you got that business going. Toilet wine, prison tattoos. He did it all. And I think that was attributed to you being open-minded and learning all these skills that maybe you wouldn't have learned if you were outside of prison.
Thank you. Who was that? Bridger.
Bridger?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Bridger.
Thanks, Bridger.
I got one more here. Buckle up for another novel. Hello and greetings from the great state of Wanatochis, New Mexico. The simplicity of life here is Wanatochis has made it very difficult for me to find a mate. My Fiona, as you would say. I have tried many a nights to place my moo green stone that I bought from Talking Shrek online store. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution.
Into the rivers next to my Mem's small cottage, and I have not received an answer as to who I should wed yet. I am confused because I have done the grub ritual that Jake mentioned on the Talking Shrek online forums. Proven to work. I may not be doing it right, and that might be why I have not received an answer from the Great Swamp as to whom I should have Shreks with. Please tell me what I am doing wrong. I first placed my moo green stone into the river at the deepest section. Okay, there's the first problem. At the deepest section so that the waters flow over through the great green moo stone. I then take my copies of Shrek 1, 2, and 3 and place them into my green, humid shrine room after they have been under the moonlight every night for 3 weeks. Good attention to detail. And lock them in a small oak wood box with the sacred initials S and D carved into the side. I carved the initials with the ribs of 3 small virgin pigs.
Sounds like he's on track, other than the river thing, but we'll go over that.
Next, as you have directed, I have been going into town and watching the women I am fond of from the shadows of the willow trees. While wearing my hand-stitched leather vest, I have also been visiting them every night as to make the ritual stronger and more potent. On the third night of visitation to the one most resembling Fiona, as portrayed in Shrek the Third, I removed the tips of her fingers and stored them inside the empty Blu-ray DVD box copy of Shrek the Halls. Transported the fingers to the green moo stone in the river at midnight and finished the last part of the ritual. The last part of the ritual may be where I screwed up. I think we're in for a ride here. I repeated the phrase of the strong one. This is my swamp, this is my swamp, this is my swamp, followed by the phrase of the small one. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. And finally, the phrase of the beautiful one. But night one way, by day another. Thus shall be the norm, till you receive true love's kiss. Then take love's true form. After all that, I took my green moo stone and finger clippings, brought them into my shrine room, and placed them in the wooden oak box with my copies of Shrek 1, 2, and 3. I prayed and fasted for 1 full day, as you say, only taking small sips of water from the river and nibbling on the fingers from the girl resembling Fiona, and nothing has happened. I'm wondering what I might have done wrong, and if I tried this again, what could I do differently? I am very lonely. Thank you, and may his glory bring gifts to your family on Moo Day. Dr. Frederick Berlindell.
Thanks, Dr. Frederick. Wow. There's a little bit to cover on this. So, first, I would like to say, great job going through with all of it. We honestly didn't think, we know it works, but we didn't think, our fans would be that dedicated to actually go through with this.
Almost giving you the impossible task.
Right.
Yeah.
But to find impossible love, you must perform an impossible task.
To receive those things that you've never received, you must first be willing to do those things that you've never done.
Right. And great attention to detail. A lot of elements in that were very good, and I don't think I could have done them any better, at least the way you described them. I guess the first thing was the riverbed. I'm not sure where you read the deepest part of the river.
Mm-hmm. So I can understand where the mistake came. We said, in the shallow of the river, while in your deepest of thoughts.
Right.
So to me, that one detail can be overlooked. What I'm deducing from this is it's not so much the actions, but the intentions of your heart. The faith that you place in the process. Are you trusting and loving the process and taking it that Shrek will deliver on his time?
Right.
It goes on his watch, not doctor's watch.
Right. So I guess you really want to try it again. Make sure the shallowest part of the river in the deepest of thought. I feel that's really starting that ritual is one of the most important parts. So while you're in deep thought, do the moo moo prayer that we talked about. I don't know if you did that. You didn't mention it. That could be one reason. The details matter. The box was good. The shrine sounded great to me. The clippings were good.
Hey, we don't condone violence. We don't condone violence against women, cutting off of fingertips. You are all, we hope, consenting adults, so we can't control what you do.
We can't control what you do, and it works, but we're not telling you to go cut people's fingers off. But we are telling you that 100% if you do, it will work. So,
do with that info as you will.
Yeah, the clippings worked. What else might? I mean, the ritual fasting was good.
He's just got to purify his heart and intentions. You gather 3 bales of green sage. You're going to go into a room similar to this. It's very important. There's no windows, doors, outlets, nothing. You need to hotbox yourself in that sage and cleanse.
Right. Disconnect from the world. So don't bring your phone in there. Don't bring your laptop. Go in there completely nude. Bring the pig's ribs with you. And sage everything. Sage all the ritual items. Start fresh. Redo this. Put it in the shallow part. Try to focus a little more, have a little bit more faith.
You cannot use the same fingers that you already obtained. That's very clear with each new ritual, new fingers.
Fresh fingers. Right. So, honestly, it might be the woman you went after, too. You want to make sure you're not blinded by beauty, but you go for the Fiona that is most like Shrek 3. So, that's very important. Don't be blinded by love, but go for the most resembling Fiona. You might have done that, but that's a pretty important detail as well.
Awesome.
Thanks for your question.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right. Yep. Thank you, Jake. I'm sure they loved it. I will get one for me. That's great. Thank you guys for sending me questions. I do really appreciate it and love you guys. Hello, my jolly green guys. My name is J. Bernice Bumrush. I'm from Christchurch, New Zealand. Big fan of the show. Thank you, J. Bernice Bumrush. Jake may want to cover his ears for this submission, as it may be upsetting. All right.
Oh, that can only mean... Okay.
You want to listen, or do you want to...
Keep going.
All right.
I'm a big boy.
My girlfriend and I were watching Shrek, and she came up with this theory that blew my mind. So Fiona is in that tower since she's a little girl, right? Where does she get her food? Nobody can get in because of the dungeon. The dragon protects her. The dragon probably feeds her. What does the dragon feed her? That's a great question. We have our own theories about this, but I'll continue. Well, if you watch carefully, right after Fiona and Shrek are leaving the tallest tower, timestamp 37 minutes and 38 seconds.
Okay.
you can see a giant cauldron boiling and a giant cookbook open to specific recipe, nightly treats, like a knight in shining armor. That's a good point. We'll have to do that. The dragon is cooking nights and following a recipe. That's a pretty bold claim, Mr. Bumrush. Hold on, you might be thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's just what the dragon eats, right? Just what the dragon eats. No, not Fiona. The dragon probably feeds her other stuff like the knight's horses. That's a good point.
I like that.
Except she doesn't. Okay, I see where you're going here. It clearly shows earlier in the film when Shrek and Donkey are about to cross the rope bridge, timestamp 30 minutes and 19 seconds, that the knight's horses are left to die on the far side of the bridge after the dragon kills them, cooks them, and feeds them to Fiona. Fiona is a cannibal. Wow. Anyway, me and my whole 3rd grade class love your show and tune in every week. Our teacher is now a fan too. J. Bernice Bumrush. Well, thank you, Jay. Great observation. Great question. This is more of a statement than an actual question.
No.
Because
I've been journaling about this week because we had that argument on Tuesday during our Shrek snack meetup.
Yeah.
First of all, there's a rich debate to this.
Mm-hmm.
Is Fiona, in her truest form, the ogre or the human?
Right.
If she is in fact the ogre, which is led us on to believe because she became her true self for Shrek, she cannot be a cannibal by eating humans if she even ate humans, which she did not.
Right. And you know how the poem goes. You take true love's form, and her real true form was an ogre the whole time, right? That's what we have to believe. There's no other evidence. Now, if she was eating people before the curse of the witch, when she was just human, then maybe we have some real evidence here of your claims. But since her curse and the tower, which is where she's being fed these nightly nights, every night, the nightly nights each night, she is no longer cannibal because she is in her ogre form.
No.
Right?
No. Okay, so again, let's back up. I'm going to take a high level here. If we knew that one of our characters was eating village people, like in Shrek,
Right.
or even worse, suggesting and implying that our sweet, sweet, beautiful Fiona, our busty, beautiful, sexy Fiona, is not only eating human flesh as what we would hope an ogre's soul. Not only would you be dining on the flesh, but you are literally biting the hand and eating the hand that feeds you. These men, these courageous, beautiful men that stuck their neck out on the line to rescue her are basically just bait for her and the dragon to fulfill their gluttonous desires. I can't buy into that. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one, and there's a lot of debate here. I mean, are you a cannibal, though, if you're in a survival situation?
Well, again, the issue's deeper than that. If she is an ogre deep down, she would have to eat another ogre in order to be a cannibal.
I disagree. I think ogres, at least genetically, and are very similar to humans. I would say a human and an ogre are much like different types of monkeys. If a monkey eats a monkey, whether it's this type of monkey or that type of monkey, they're just monkeying around, So I think she's been monkeying around, and it's all ogre now because she's been eating humans, which makes her
Yeah, I don't know about that.
cannibal. Especially in a survival situation, I think I would definitely eat
It didn't have to be a survival situation because any one of them could have rescued her or brought her a special K bar or an apple.
Slim
Lambus
Fast.
bread.
Yeah. Yeah, Slim Fast.
Let's
keep moving. That was a really good question. We'll debate more. What's that?
It's just looks like junk. I don't know.
Is that one of my letters, Mitch?
I don't.
You know where that came from?
We just.
Here, give me that. That's for me. What are you doing? Did you? What is that? We're gonna get to that one. Taking my letters. Good questions. That's why. All right, let's do this one real quick. All right, cool. Handwritten note and a card. Very sweet. I'm assuming you are a non-binary woman.
Non-binary woman.
Yeah. Like they don't.
That's a new one.
They don't have a gender.
Okay.
Hello, my swampy mates. Greetings from England. Hello, my swampy mates. Greetings from England, mate. I like your show, and I look up to you guys so much, mainly because you are able to freely express yourselves and your passions. I am 18 and I still live at home. My mom is very religious and would be furious if she ever found out that I listened to your show or even know what podcasts, the internet, or even TVs are. Please help me. What should I do? Cheers. XOXO. Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran. Sherman. Ed Sherman?
Ed Sherbet.
Ed Sherbet. Well, thank you, Ed. That's a good question. I think one place you can start is explain to them what Jake said earlier. Jake grew up a very Christian boy. He had meetings with his pastor almost nightly, one-on-ones with him in the basement, one-on-one study.
And what did he tell me about what he revealed to me that day that was in his trousers?
Right.
This
Shrek.
is our little secret.
Our
People
little
could
secret.
get hurt. People's feelings could get hurt.
Right. And I think that's very telling to have such an amazing pastor be willing to share Shrek with you. You know, I don't know about the internet and TV. That's really up to your mom if you should watch that or not. But his pastor, who is a devoted man, shared with him Shrek. And that is very telling of what God really wants and what you should be doing. Maybe try to explain that to your mom. Have an honest conversation, you know. Tell her about Jake's pasture. We'll even have Mitch reach out to you, send you some more info about that.
Sure.
So that you can really get her to accept it. And maybe once she sees the show or watches Shrek, she'll be more open to you watching, because this is a wholesome family place, you know. And if your mom's not going to let you watch our show, then she's a fucking bitch, you know. Because we are all about family and we're all about safety and keeping the kids safe. So fuck that bitch if she doesn't let you watch. That's what I think about that.
I feel 1,000% the same. So, guess that's it.
One more, buddy. What is this?
I don't.
Why are
Dude,
you so
it just
weird?
looks like junk, man.
Why are you being so weird about
There's
it?
not even a stamp on it.
Why are you being so weird about this one? It's my letter. Thank you. Alright, let's see what this is. Oh, I think this one might be for you, actually, Jake. Dear Jacob, I hope this letter finds you well. What?
Sounds like a fan.
Yeah, this one is actually for Jake. I'll read it. He'll answer. I can't even begin to thank you for what you have done for me and my little boys. The last few weeks have been troublesome. I know you've heard it at least a dozen times during our late night walks, so I won't bore you. Have you been hanging out with this person, Jake? You didn't tell me you were going on walks with
I
somebody.
see a lot of people, man.
He is a busy guy. Well, homeless at the studio sleeping. He's hanging out with people, going on nightly walks. Great.
I'm a good guy.
Invite me
I'm
sometime.
a good guy.
So I won't bore you with the little details. P.S. I'll beat you in that race going up Dead Man's Hill one of these nights.
Bet you will. I mean, this person talking.
It seems like you guys really get along, huh?
I don't.
I don't know why you didn't invite me. Between Julian's cheating and the ever-growing wedge that he places between us, I felt this is somehow my fault. I keep scouring my brain asking, where did I go wrong? You've assured me time and time again that I am perfect in every imaginable way. But I can't push aside my feelings of inadequacy. I just want my Swamp King back. The other day I asked my sweet, sweet Jules, can you please at least cut back on the cheating for me and the boys? He just screamed for me to return to the basement kitchen to finish up his nightly green eggs and ham. I'm lost. More lost than Helen Keller in a corn maze. Oh God, please show me a sign. I guess that's what I get for being married to the most passionate Shrek fan in the world. Wow.
That's good news.
Yours truly, sweet, sweet Laura. P.S. TY4ABASTCO. What the farquad does that mean?
Even it's a pretty common
What the hell is this?
expression that people. It's almost like you don't know what that means.
No, what is this letter?
Thank you for
And what
always
does that
being
mean?
a shoulder to cry on.
Thank you for always. What's going on? You've been hanging out with Laura?
Dude, I love you.
That
I
stupid
love you
bitch.
and your wife. You know
That
this.
stupid bitch going behind my
Hey,
back,
hey,
trying to poison
hey.
my friends.
You even said last Rimbim Day, you wish that she had an outlet to not nag at you and bitch at you so much.
That's true. I did.
I'm
say
falling on that sword for you, and I don't
Oh.
want that to drive a wedge between us because I feel like I'm giving you respite and ease
that. Yeah.
in your everyday life by taking on these not true, awful, shitty words that she says to you.
Yeah. So you've
I'm
actually
just telling her what she wants to hear.
So she's not. Oh, I see what's going on.
Yeah.
So you have been doing me a solid by hanging out with Laura and keeping her off my ass.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
It's all me.
Wow.
That
thanks,
was
man.
it the whole time.
That's awesome, man. Thank you. See how good of friends we are? My best friend here didn't even tell me. He's been hanging out with that bitch of a woman and keeping her from nagging me. That's what real friends do. And I appreciate that. For a second there, I thought she was driving a wedge between us.
Do you want me to take her on a walk? She said she's free.
Have you ever texted her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aren't you on
well-
the thread? It's a group one.
No, I'm not on that thread.
Oh, gee, no, it's just me
Well,
and her.
if I can't sleep here tonight, you need to get her out of the house. I don't care
You
where
need
you're
some
gonna go.
sleep. What do you need? 3, 4
Well,
hours?
I usually get up around 4, just to go out, clear my head, start thinking about our next episode and Shrek. So if you could get her out of the house from about 11 to 4 a.m.,
Okay.
and then I'll be out of there by like 4:15, and
Okay.
then she can come home, and
I
it's
think-
like I wouldn't even be there.
I think I can make that happen for you. If it's gonna help you sleep and be happy,
Oh, yeah.
all she's really asking is to cut down on the cheating. She never asked you once to stop entirely. I would kill.
I mean, unless you
for
want me
that.
to sleep in the studio. You want me to sleep at home?
Yeah.
All right.
Just
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
back. I'll take care of sweet Laura. I'll take care of her in every way
Yeah.
that I know how.
And the one redeeming quality about this is, other than you helping me out, is I'm the biggest Shrek fan of them all.
Well,
and she's damn right about that.
yeah, like I said, I tell her what she wants to hear, and sometimes she says nonsense.
Right. All that is nonsense, isn't it? Huh?
It's all
Just
phooey.
He's cheating on me. He's cheating on me. It's like, grow up.
You never talk to me.
If she doesn't want me to cheat on her, she needs to grab me by the balls and keep me at home and dominate.
Are you talking like literally and physically grabbing you by the testicles?
Yeah, I need her to be. I need her to be more of a go-getter, stronger, keep me there, force me not to cheat on her.
Yeah.
I need a strong woman. Spend more time with me. The reason I'm going
You don't
out.
enjoy the little bit of leash that she gives you?
Well, no, I don't. And if she's not gonna have Shreks with me, and watch Shrek with me, then I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna find a woman who wants to spend that Shrek time with me and have Shreks with me on the couch while we're watching Shrek the Halls. While she Shreks my balls.
Such a thing exists.
Shrek the Halls, Shrek my balls.
You just have these unrealistic standards, man. Someone needs to keep you in check. That's what I'm doing.
I mean, just someone who can just every time I watch it be there, like Fiona. Fiona does that for you. Why can't Laura do that for me?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
like I ask.
It's tiring. I told you earlier, man. Sometimes it really takes a toll on you and your heart and your soul to be at constant battle every day with your knowledge and your assertions, and it's just it's almost too much for me.
I don't know, man. I just the green. I told Laura to wear green lipstick. She won't wear it. Fiona does that for you. I don't understand why Laura can't be more like Fiona in a lot of ways. And that's just a damn shame because that's just the way it is. You got lucky and I didn't. So that's how I feel. And maybe this could all be remedied, if you just start hanging out with Laura. I mean, you're already hanging out with her every night apparently. But if you could do me a solid and really find out what makes her tick, maybe we can rebuild our marriage, and she can stop being such a bitch to me,
I can
So plant your seed.
I can do that for you. I'll plant my seed.
Plant your seed.
I've already planted many seed.
Yeah.
With your sweet Laura.
Yeah. Keep planting those seeds and hopefully they grow into, us getting back together. In fact, I want you to plant, just envision, I want you to plant the biggest seed in her tonight.
You're talking about like a load of seed.
Yes, like plant a big load of seeds in her tonight while I'm at home getting the rest so that we can regrow this marriage of ours. Okay. If you can do that tonight, that would be great.
I got just the thing. I've been saving it up. I got a...
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See, he's already got my back.
I got a whole lot.
He's got my back. Thanks, man. But next time, just tell me, dude. Tell me you're helping me out.
I didn't want to burden you more than you already are, man. Is
Best
that it for the submissions today?
I think so. Let's see. Man, I think we got one more thing, and that might end our episode, huh? It's time for... Oh, yeah.
I just realized.
Julian never showed up. He's probably... We'll do it back to back. He'll probably show up tonight. For sure, he will.
Okay.
He's good for it, man. He's legit.
You vouch for this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and my $8,000 vouches for him as well.
All right.
You
got skin in the game, brother.
If he doesn't show up, I'll just call Target and tell them to take back the money on those gift cards and get it back to me and call and just put a complaint in with PayPal and they'll just refund me. No biggie. We're not out.
We're not out.
Other than a great guest.
The best guest.
But you know what time it is?
It is
Tidy time!
Tidy time.
Tidy time. Tidy time. Tidy time. Tidy time. Tidy time, it's tidy time. When you're feeling really fine, you gotta clean your house and clean your blouse. It's tidy time.
I've been really excited to...
New segment.
Basically what this is we're going to every week tell you how we keep our lives in check and in order, spiritually, mentally, more importantly, physically around the house, right? Because that's a reflection of the mind. I know not everyone watching the show probably has the best personal hygiene and household hygiene.
No, and tidiness is the way to be most like Shrek. Now, I know you're thinking, well, Shrek's not tidy. What are you talking about? He's very tidy. He keeps his mind tidy. Now, we manifest that tidiness in a lot of different ways. House cleaning, keeping notes, journaling, our nightly call. That's kind of how we keep our thoughts and mind tidy so that we have strong, good relationships with others. So this is just a segment about a couple tips to keep tidy, whether that's in the house or in your mind. You want to go ahead and start?
Yeah. This one's been driving me fucking bananas. How often do you go buy your fresh produce? You got your zucchinis, your kumquats, you got your cucumbers, your carrots, your linguinis, your parsnips, and those things they go bad. You got black mold, you got mildew, you got maggots.
Right, unless the recipe requires that.
It to be that way, which is fine. But when it's uncalled for, it's foul. So, my tidy tip for the day is don't wait for it to get rotten. Throw it away well ahead of time. It's definitely, you're going to have to be at the market a little bit more. You're going to have to go to your Trader Joe's. You're going to have to go to your farmer's market. And, you might have to triple, quadruple your weekly, grocery budget. But in order to avoid the maggots and the green mold and the blue mold and the black mold and any other little creatures that might want to nibble, you're going to avoid all those, man. Just throw it away. Keep it a couple hours. Get home. Plan your meal. If it doesn't call for it, we're throwing it right out the dang window.
Right. We cook nightly. Since me and Jake started just throwing things away that we're not using, we've been a lot friendlier to the environment. We're not wasting food that's just sitting around. You just toss it in the trash, and it makes for really fresh food every night. I go grocery shopping twice a day, make the recipe I wanted, throw the rest away in the trash, so every meal is fresh and delicious, and that's a great way to do it, honestly.
Great.
And we recommend you start doing that. No mold, unless, of course, the recipe calls for it.
You want to bring us around home plate?
Yes, I was thinking a lot about this one, and while I was thinking about it, I was taking a big brownie in the toilet, and I was sitting right next to my bathtub. My bathtub was a disaster. I try to clean it every couple days. I let it slide this time, unfortunately, and it was just filled with grime, filled with rust and hair and cum. So what I do and how I really get my bathtub sparkling clean, I go out into the garden, the vegetable garden, get about a baker's dozen of snails, bring them into the bathroom, put them in the tub, kind of spread them out, put more where it's dirtier, spread them out evenly, and let them do their thing for about 3 or 4 days. When they're done, just flush them down the drain. If they won't fit, just crush them with a hammer, flush them down the drain.
Give them a couple heels, though.
Right, give them a couple, flush them down the drain, and then they clean their slime and they eat that sort of stuff, so it just gets your tub absolutely clean and sparkling. Great way to kind of just, you throw them down and you go. You don't have to sit there and
set it, forget it.
Right, set it, forget it. Then you'll have a fresh, clean shower.
Where do you go for the 3 or 4 days when the shower's being cleaned?
I usually just hang out at my mom's house or the grocery store or the behind the Sizzler. I'll go back there for a few days and just kind of hang out, talk to Darren. He's one of the chefs at the Sizzler.
Oh, yeah.
We'll kind of shoot the shit,
Fan of the show.
smoke cigars. Yeah, it's just a time for me to kind of ride solo and do my own thing. I'll go down, do the hokey pokey at the classic skating sometimes and meet girls, meet some women there.
Gotta cut back.
Since
Cut back a little bit, bud.
Lauren is, I mean, we're technically not together. We're not divorced, but we're not together, so I can kind of do what I want. You know. But you're right, I probably should cut back a little bit so we can fix it.
I promise, we gotta get Julian Myers on the show.
We're going to get
It's
him.
our solemn promise to you.
We trust him. In fact, Mitch was flagging me down a minute ago. He said, Mitch was flagging me down. We got a message from him. Julian. This is perfect timing. So you probably all thought he wasn't going to show. He just messaged Mitch, who forwarded it to me. He said his flight, he couldn't make his flight. It was canceled. So he'll have to buy another ticket.
No refund or
Yeah, he didn't
partial
mention anything.
partial refund?
I guess we can find out. But yeah, he said he needs a new ticket and some more gift cards.
What gift cards does he need?
We got him Target ones last time.
Okay.
So we could get him Target. Find out what cards he needs. Wants Target again, and then he can get another ticket. He said he'll get another ticket right away.
We get him the money.
Once we get him the money,
Okay.
and then he'll come out.
We'll take care of this.
So
Probably a good place to wrap things up. Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much. I know it's a lot to ask once a week to meet with us and be part of this, be part of the green gooey family.
the swamp. So bless you, swamp children. Have a good Moo Moo Day next week, and we'll see you next episode. Keep stomping. What the fuck is this, dude? You were gonna tell me? You been hanging out with her? I know you're just trying to help me, but you can't just hang out behind my back, okay? I mean, I know it's innocent. I know you'd never do anything out of line. But you need to just tell me next time if you're seeing her. I don't want her poisoning your mind and ruining our friendships.
This is the part where you run away. Take it, Shrek!